Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
This program is suitable for general viewing.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Very good morning to everyone who's watching. This is the Muslim Insight, the show that brings you your weekly news recap as well as impactful conversations. My name is Nadia Osman and my sign language interpreter is Mariam Jamaluddin. Before we give you the news for the week, first let's give you the headlines.
The package is 6,000 and we are targeting 5,000 families, so it's roughly 30 million.
Iftar Walk 2024. Zakat Kenya to hold the 8th Iftar Walk that seeks to raise 30 million Kenya shillings to feed the needy during the month of Ramadan.
Iwapo kutakuwa na mtoto ambaye hajaenda shule na chief ako hapo, tafadhali chief, rudisha kofia ya serikali, rudisha uniform ya serikali, enda nyumbani kama huwezi peleka watoto shuleni.
100% transition. Fafi Member of Parliament launches zero fees program for students to boost the 100% transition from primary to secondary schools.
It makes me feel like I'm not a complete failure. It makes me feel like I have a greater chance at life than I thought.
Planning for the future. Imperial Education Consultants holds an empowerment workshop for students planning to join higher education.
Now on our top story for the week, members of the Kenyans for Palestine group gathered outside the embassy of Germany in Nairobi to voice their discontent over Germany's recent decision to intervene on Israel's behalf in the International Court of Justice case filed by South Africa. The case, which addresses genocide in Gaza by Israel, was sparked international attention, and Kenyan activists took on to the streets to express their opposition to Germany's stance. On the same day, Israel's legal team took the floor to defend the country against the genocide case by South Africa in the International Court of Justice. And Germany announced it will intervene on Israel's behalf as a third party in the case. Now, the peaceful protests by Kenyans for Palestine was disrupted by the armed police officers who stormed and tear-gassed unarmed protesters. The protest was a response to Germany's government support for Israel's genocide activities in Gaza. At least 25,490 Palestinians have since been killed, mostly women and children, and 63,354 injured, according to Palestinian health authorities. In a statement, Amnesty International Kenya called on the government to respect the freedom and rights to protest and the right to assemble as guaranteed in the Constitution. 4 people were arrested during the protest.
Majority of the countries that still have humanity are standing with Palestine, because Palestine is the oppressed country, and South Africa has led all of us to the ICJ to tell the world that everything that is happening is genocide, is crime against humanity, is war crimes, and the least that we can do is stand and support South Africa. And to our dismay and embarrassment, the German government that purports to be human rights compliant, that purports to be democratic, publicly and with all the audacity declares their support for Israel. They are Israel is a genocidal country. It is a genocidal government, and anyone who stands to support them is equally genocidal. So we are here to declare the German government as a genocidal government, and we wanted to hold a peaceful procession to just tell them that we expect better of them than they have done. And the Kenyan police, because Kenya is also an agent of imperialism, went ahead to tear gas us even when we were extremely harmless.
Thank you for that. Now, on our next story, Zakat Kenya and Premier Bank Kenya have joined forces in a partnership for the 2024 Grand Iftar Walk that seeks to raise 13 million Kenya shillings to feed over 5,000 needy and less fortunate families during the month of Ramadan in the country. The 2024 Iftar Walk is scheduled to take place on February 25th, starting from Adams Masjid along Gong Road and concluding at Sa'ali Muslim Club. Zakat Kenya is a non-profit organization that works to elevate poverty and provide relief to the less fortunate.
Normally it was 6,000 per family, whereby you'll find all the basic food need is there, the rice, the oil, sugar, tea leaves, salt, everything is there. So the package is 6,000 and we are targeting 5,000 families. So it's roughly 30 million. That is our target. We need to collect 30 million to be able to feed the 5,000 families.
In a bid to extend a helping hand to the less fortunate during the holy month of Ramadan, Zakat Kenya, in partnership with Premier Bank, signed an agreement that will see the two organizations raise funds to feed over 5,000 families.
Well, this is a partnership that runs into millions of Kenya shillings, and we'll be doing this through a major walk which is scheduled in the next few weeks, and the target is 5,000 families and even more. So you can imagine how much we require to, raise to help some of these families, have decent, iftar.
And it is very saddening to find that someone has been fasting the whole day and then at night they could not get anything to eat. It is very saddening, and as you all know, the economic well now of the country and the world at large, it is not good. People are suffering, hunger is all over, commodity prices have hiked, and we have only 5,000 families that we're supposed to cater for.
The Iftar Walk has become an annual tradition in Nairobi, this being the 8th year since its inaugural, with participants from all walks of life coming together to raise money for a worthy cause.
We've been doing the Iftar program for the last 7 years, and Alhamdulillah, this year, Premier Bank has come on board, and we are thanking them for whatever they've done and their contribution. And we are looking forward, inshallah, to have a better mini partnership in future.
The funds raised from the Iftar Walk will be used to provide meals to the needy during Ramadan, with many families already struggling with the high cost of living, especially those living in slum areas.
The purpose is to make sure that we ease some of the challenges that our Muslim brothers and sisters face during the time of Ramadan.
We are working with the masajids in the local area, the imams in the local area. They are the people who are doing the food job for us, collecting the data, bringing the name, confirming of the families, and then when we go to distribute, we use the same imams to do the distribution channels.
Zakat's Kenya Vice Chairman Abdul Shakur Mohammed said the Iftar Walk serves not only as a means of raising funds, but also as a communal and spiritual event, fostering unity and compassion among participants.
The walk is to create awareness and to raise awareness about the Iftar, because it is good people to remember. And in Islam, we are more encouraged to remind.
The whole issue is about preparing for the upcoming Ramadan and how we can support, empower and uplift the needy amongst our people.
Speaking to the Muslim Insight, Premier Bank CEO Osman Duale said the bank's involvement in the Iftar Walk underscores the importance of corporate social responsibility and community engagement.
We'll organize for a major walk in which we'll raise funds collectively between Premier Bank, Kenya team, and Zakat Kenya team, together with any other people who will be coming in solidarity.
Last year we were able to reach 2,200. Our target was 5,000. But because of the lack of enough funds and lack of major partners, I can say, we could not be able to reach our target. But alhamdulillah, I think this year, with the grace of Allah, we are hoping to reach 5,000 or even more.
Zakat Kenya has called on individuals and institutions interested in participating in the work to register on the Zakat Kenya website and Premier Bank Kenya branches in Nairobi for just 1,000 Kenya shillings.
The work is the last week of February. It is starting at Masjid Adams until Sir Ali Muslim Grounds. So we are inviting everyone, and there's the t-shirts that we shared with the CEO. Those t-shirts we are going to distribute to each and everyone. If anyone wants to come in and join, you just register and you pay 1,000 shillings, you get the t-shirt and you come and join. This 1,000 shillings that you're going to pay, it's going to be used solely for iftar.
The iftar walk was launched in 2017 to minimize the duplicity of food distribution, which is a common factor during the month of Ramadan.
Thank you for that report, Ibtisam Jamal. Now, the Fafi Member of Parliament, Salah Yakub, has launched a zero-fees program for all secondary schools going students in his constituency in a bid to boost the 100% transition from primary to secondary schools. The move also aims to help in increasing secondary school enrollment, which will further increase the school's capitation funding by the government and increase a teacher posting, thus improving access to education.
Speaking at the Nanigi Secondary School, where he distributed uniforms, boxes, mosquito nets and other assorted equipment to students joining Form 1 in Fafi constituency, Yakub said he will introduce a milk program where all primary school pupils in Fafi will be receiving 2 packets of milk per school day.
We are doing a program also on Friday, which is called Maziwa na Masomo, which will be done in Kamudo location, where we'll be given school milk program to all primary schools, kids, Fafi constituency, 5,000 kids, 2 packets a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoons, to make sure that there's only 100% enrollment of primary schools in Fafi constituency.
The MP, who also presented fees payment checks for secondary school students to their principals, noted that no students in his constituency will be sent home for fees.
For us to get the right share, we need to have increased enrollment. That was the main purpose, other than the fact that parents in this area have been hit hard by the drought, subsequently again by the flood, which means their pockets are dry. Coupled with the economic problems Kenyans are facing today, the parents of Fafi had droughts followed by floods and blanket insecurity for the area, plus what the other Kenyans are facing.
He urged the government to improve the security, especially for teachers in the northeastern region, which has been experiencing frequent attacks by the Al-Shabaab.
My sincere thought to the government that they should beef up security in Fafi. They should help us at least, because I cannot move across Fafi now because of lack of security. So I hope the government will take enough action to do that.
Fafi Deputy County Commissioner Thomas Bett directed all chiefs and assistant chiefs to ensure that all children in their jurisdictions are enrolled in schools. He warned that action will be taken against any chief who would fail to take action on the issue.
Na mimi nataka mnisikize kwa makini, hasa machifu. Mheshimiwa ameleta vyombo vya kusomea ya watoto. Ameleta school fees. Kuna bursaries nyingi za serikali ambazo pia ziko. Kwa nini mtoto asiende shule? Naomba head teachers wa primary schools waweze kuninong'onezea iwapo kuna mtoto yeyote ambaye hajaenda shule na chief ako hapo. Iwapo kutakuwa na mtoto ambaye hajaenda shule na chief ako hapo, tafadhali chief, rudisha kofia ya serikali, rudisha uniform ya serikali, enda nyumbani kama huwezi peleka watoto shuleni.
Northeastern leaders have been in the forefront on ensuring increased school enrollment through the sponsorship programs. Ijara MP Abdi Ali and Mandera County Government have also been running a zero school fees program, while Garissa County Government has been offering sponsorship for students pursuing teaching courses in a bid to find home solutions for teacher shortage in the region. Reporting for Muslim Insight, my name is Mariam Musa.
Beautiful report coming from our reporter Mariam Musa. Now, in an effort to guide and prepare high school students for the exciting journey from secondary school to higher learning, Imperial Education Consultants organized a comprehensive workshop aimed at assisting students in mapping their academic future. The event held at Diamond Plaza in Nairobi brought together KCSE, O-level and A-level students, education experts and industry professionals to address the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. The workshop aimed at giving valuable insights into the transition from high school to university or college.
Imperial Education Consultants, known for their expertise in educational counseling, held a one-day workshop that covered a wide array of topics crucial for students' academic journey.
The reason for organizing this is many students after high school do not know what to do, either to be productive, do not know what to do when they want to select careers, and do not know what to do as they transition into the next stage of the life, which is either college, university, or TVET institution. So for this reason, we organized this particular workshop to prepare them for career selection process, university application process, how to hunt opportunities in this particular period, how to stay productive, and adapting to the life in college or campus or after high school, because life in high school is different from life after high school.
Speaking during the workshop, Hussein Abdirazak, a career guidance counselor, said it was important for students as they transition to higher learning to have a clear plan and be strategic in decision making during this pivotal phase of their lives.
This is a critical part of their life now. They're moving into the real life now, where they have to make key decisions that affect their future. And it's very important that we have more of these programs to provide guidance, provide mentorship, and also provide a limelight, like a torch, on, after providing the guidance and the mentorship, a touch on where to start.
Themed Life After School, the students were taken through, among others, choosing the right academic path, understanding university admissions processes, financial planning for education, and adapting to the academic and social challenges of university life.
I recently did my KCSE, kuliumana, but it's okay. My current course is, I'm stuck between nursing and forensic science. Whichever path it takes me, I'm okay with. I came to this session to get a clear knowledge of what I want to do, how to pursue life after high school, because it's been hard, it's been lonely, it's been quiet, it's been, you know.
They've told us the importance of having good referees for visa application, scholarship opportunities, job shadowing. I think IEC is a good place to be linked with and to learn from.
I'm planning on doing biomedical engineering. It's a wonderful course, and I also need some guidance in working it out. There are many engineering courses that I'm into, and at the moment I'm really confused on which one to choose. So with their help, I'll really be able to find one which is suitable for me, and to also gain an opportunity to go and study abroad.
The workshop provided a platform for students to interact with fellow students who shared their personal dreams and aspirations.
It makes me feel like I'm not a complete failure. It makes me feel like I have a greater chance at life than I thought. It gives you hope. It gives you hope, yeah.
Because the education abroad is way better than the one in Kenya, and it offers really wide opportunities and some networking in other countries. So when I come back to Kenya, my plan is to make Kenya great and to also build the nation better.
I came to IEC today so I can have like a more open mind on what I want to do in the future. I'm looking into doing law and international relations, and I think that this workshop has really opened my mind on how to go down the path. Being in this session with professionals who know the steps to going in life will help me in my own personal path as to how to move forward instead of going through the long routes. Having people with experience, people who can give you links, people who can help you journey.
Annette Waihenya, a student who benefited from the free workshop, said it was important to be empowered with the knowledge and resources needed to make informed decisions about her academic future.
As we've been told in today's workshop, networking is very important and it helps with your links in the future, because you don't know, tomorrow I'll be a business owner, my clients are going to be these guys in the same seminar, and seeing that we have like a similar origin will help them be able to relate with me and similarly promote my business. So our businesses and our careers will end up complementing each other. So us being here, it's a good start for like our future.
Imperial Education Consultants offers one-on-one counseling sessions, allowing students to address their specific concerns and receive personalized guidance on academic and career planning. It is a licensed and accredited study abroad consultants by the Commission of University Education. Salma Salim, The Muslim Insights.
Thank you for that report, Salma. Now moving on, at least 1,000 flood victims in Garissa have received relief food alongside other supplies from the Muslim World League to help them as they anticipate returning to their homes after the heavy downpour that resulted in floods had displaced them. Although many of the people who were affected by the El Nino floods late last year have returned to their homes and resumed their normal activities, the majority have been left homeless, especially from the worst hit areas after their houses were destroyed. The distributed supplies included sugar, rice, cooking oil, maize flour, salt, blankets and mosquito nets. Speaking during the distribution exercise, the Muslim World League Country Director Dr. Hassan Mohammed Idris said that in addition to the food aid, the organization will be looking at other ways to help the affected families rebuild their houses destroyed by the floods. Harat Maalim, the area chief Iftin location, said that the flood-affected victims are mainly from Ziwani, Bakuyu and Mathengeni area along the Tan River.
Tulipata wafadhili ambaye ni kutoka World Muslim League ambayo walikuja kutarget families 1,000 ambayo waliathirika kwa maji kwa njia moja ama nyingine.
Kwa hiyo leo hapa tumekuja kuwaletea msaada huu ambao umekusanya ndani yake takriban kilo 5 za sukari, kilo 5 za mchele, mafuta lita 2 na sima kadhalika kilo 5, na pia kuna chumvi kilo 1, na tukapata pia blankets pamoja na neti ambapo vitu vitawasaidia kutokana na shida hii ambayo imewapata.
Nimetoa shukrani kwa kutusaidia mkatuletea msaada, lakini tunaomba mtusaidie zaidi. Tuko na shida mingi, hatuna manyumba, makao yametuharibikia, bati, vitanda, kila kitu, manguo yote yameenda. Kwa hivyo tunaomba bado mtusaidie.
Very sad, please, coming from the lady. Now, the Hijab Heaven Initiative is a non-profit organization that aims to empower revered women in embracing the hijab and fostering a deeper connection to Islamic dress. Founded by Ridwan Adan, a young Muslim who intends to help the Rivati women navigate their journey towards wearing the hijab, our reporter Mariam had the opportunity to sit down with Ridwan Adan to discuss the mission and impact of the Hijab Haven Initiative.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Mariam Musa. Welcome to the Muslim Insight. And the topic of discussion today is youth participation in charitable work. Joining me today is Ridwan Adam, the founder of Hijab Haven Initiative. My first question is, what is the importance of the youth participating in the charitable work?
Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I think it's important for the youth to participate in charity work, because nowadays most of them engage in drug abuse and stuff, and I think it's da'wah, in form of da'wah. Most of the youth think it's the work of the older people and stuff.
And you're the founder of Hijab Haven Initiative. What is this Hijab Haven Initiative?
Hijab Haven Initiative started in July. I started it alone, and by August I was joined by at least 30 members who help in the collection of the hijabs, the distribution, and other works in the group.
Other works in the group, that is, apart from hijab collection?
Oh, they also post about the initiative. They help in the mentorship programs. Yeah.
Okay, you said you collect hijabs, and where do you take them?
We don't collect hijabs only. It's a number of things. We have the prayer mats, the prayer guides, the copies of Quran, kanzus, yeah, and we have drop-off points where, like masajids, where we collect them from there, package them, and it's not just within Nairobi. The first time we did in Kajiado, we package them and we distribute them in various areas. Yes.
What is the process of distributing, packaging them? What is the process that you guys undertake?
Here we first identify the area that they are in need. It's not specifically for reverts only. We have also women from the remote areas who don't have access to these items. We identify the areas first, and then we distribute. We have to have the numbers, not their number, and we distribute.
Okay, is there any benefit of doing charitable work in the society?
Yes, there is. First, we need to do something for our religion, and one thing that made me start this initiative is that most of our youths, we have so many organizations. Most of them, they visit the children's home and stuff. But I think it's very few groups that help out the reverts. As I said, in the masajids, when the reverts, we have reverts there, after they have just reverted, nobody follows up what they do, or how they are going about this, and it's a challenge for them. You get that most of them, let's say in a week's time, if nobody follows up about them, they go back to their previous ways. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any insight that you can share with us that maybe caught your feelings the most?
There was a time where I won't mention masjids at the area, but there I had a friend, a revert. We went to pray Dhuhr somewhere, and she was inside the masjid. Someone called her. She is a Kikuyu, and after she received the talking in Kikuyu, someone just, it's kind of a stereotype type thing. Someone just told him, you came to steal shoes, something of that sort. And another incident is that they don't have the clothes. Someone comes to the massages with only a lesso. Yes, they don't know how to pray, something of that sort. Yeah.
Okay, many organizations do face challenges. You being an organization, do you face any challenges?
Yes, since it's not a well-known organization, we have a problem raising awareness and reaching our potential donors and sponsors. Because most of them, before, when I was doing alone with a few friends, we didn't have documentation of the things we are doing. So someone's like, what are you doing? We want to see first what you have done so that we can participate in it. Yeah.
Okay, any future goals? Maybe your future programs that you want to do?
Our long-term goal, inshallah, is to have a revertee center, so that the revertees can have at least a place to learn or just have a sense of belonging.
Yeah, any message that you can maybe share with the youth?
It will not only be for the youth only, the Muslims, the whole Ummah. I think we focus on other things and forget, like for example, the reverts. Most of them are forgotten. During the time of Eid, we have Ramadan coming. In our masajids, after they revert, that's how the chapter is closed. So I think masajid should at least put a center for them where they will learn, and maybe some of them are even being chased from home. At least they should get somewhere.
Hijabi haven't, they are doing their part. The question is, what are you doing to help the community? That is it for today. My name is Maria Musa. Until next time, inshallah.
A very beautiful feature story from our reporter Mariam. Now we're going to go on a short break, but we're coming back, and the discussion for today is all about TVET courses and their relevance in today's job market. Joining me in studio will be the director of ZT University City Campus, Mr. Peter Njoroge. So do not go anywhere.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation. Verse of the day.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والذين إذا أنفقوا لم يسرفوا ولم يقتروا وكان بين ذلك قواما والذين لا يدعون مع الله إلها آخر ولا يقتلون النفس التي حرم الله إلا بالحق ولا يزنون ومن يفعل ذلك يلقى أثاما.
Katika kipindi kijacho,
uhusiano wako na Waislamu, Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala ametuwekea wazi, innamal mu'minuna ikhwa, sisi sote ni ndugu. Lakini mara nyingi huu ukhuwa al-islamia mara nyingi tunaupa lip service. Tumetawaliwa na al-qabaliya al-muntina, ukabila. Hata kuna mtu aliniambia, ukitaka kujua maiti yanayopelekwa makaburini hapa ni kabila gani, angalia wanaosindikiza jeneza wengi, utajua ni kabila gani. Na mara nyingi hata mtu wa kabila lako ikiwa atafanya makosa, sema damu nzito kuliko mai au kuliko maji. Watu wa Lamu ndio watasema mai. Damu ni nzito kuliko maji. Hadithi ya Mtume inapinduliwa, unsuru akhaka dhaliman au madhluman, inafasiriwa vile watu wanavyotaka. Hamuoni Mtume amesema hapa, mnusuru ndugu yako yeye mwenye akiwa ni mwenye kudhulumu ama kudhulumiwa. Taqillah, ogopa Mwenyezi Mungu.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون.
Enyi mlioamini, munapoitwa kuhudhuria swala ya Ijumaa, fanyeni haraka kuikimbilia, muache biashara zenu, hilo ni bora ikiwa mwelewa.
Isikilizeni kwa umakinifu khutba ya Ijumaa
ili uzidi kujenga imani yako na kupata faida nyingi ya siku hii.
Coming to you every Friday from Jamia Mosque, Nairobi.
Live
Horizon TV.
Kuna faida gani twapata tukimjua Mtume sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
nabii mwenye ushawishi mkubwa duniani?
Tukizikwa tukitiwa kaburini, tutaulizwa haya maswali matatu: man rabbuk, ma dinuk, man nabiyuk.
Sheikh Jamaluddin anakupa simulizi.
Huwezi kumpenda mtu usiyemjua
na kutambua sunna zake,
lakini ukimjua na ukimtambua Mtume Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, mapenzi yako yatazidi.
Ufahamu Rasulullah, familia na maswahaba wake. Tazama sira ya Mtume kila Jumatatu saa 1 jioni kwenye Horizon TV. Chenye uongofu kilichoteremshwa kwa mpangilio maalum.
Sura ikiitwa Madania inamaanisha iliteremshwa Mtume sallallahu alaihi wasallam alipokuwa kwa Madina.
Kila sura imepewa jina rasmi na sababu zake za kimsingi.
Inaitwa Suratun Nisa'il Kubra, sura ya wanawake kubwa.
Fahamu sababu za kuteremshwa Qur'an na matukio ya kipekee katika utaratibu huu.
Asema Mwenyezi Mungu wa Nuha, nakumbukeni kisa cha Nuh, tumpomlingania kabla, tukamjibu yale mambo aliyoyaomba, tukawa ni mwenye kumwokoa yeye na ahli yake.
Ungana na Profesa Muhammad Salim Badamana katika malengo ya Qur'an kila siku ya Jumapili saa 11 kamili jioni katika Horizon TV. Pearls of Wisdom.
Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, may Allah be pleased with him, narrated that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "O Allah, I take refuge in you from anxiety and sorrow, weakness and laziness, miserliness and cowardice, the burden of debts, and from being overpowered by men."
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for staying with us here on Horizon TV. And as earlier mentioned before we went on our break, the discussion for today will be all about TVET courses and the relevance in today's job market. And joining me in studio is the director of the ZT University City Campus, Mr. Peter Njoroge. How are you, Mr. Peter?
I'm well, Nadia.
Yes, are you ready for the discussion?
Yes.
I'm sure a lot of people will be learning a lot from today's discussion, me being one of them. And today's discussion is all about TVET courses. For anyone who, let's just familiarize themselves with what is it exactly is a TVET course.
Thank you so much. And our viewers, welcome for this discussion. When we talk of TVET courses, it's important to understand that the Kenyan education system is divided into 3. We have the basic education, which is from ECD all the way to secondary school. Then we have the TVET, which is anything post-secondary and not university. And then we have the higher education, which is now university education. So the TVET sector is where now we are discussing today. This is where people would do certificates and diplomas and other courses that are below the degree level. And mainly these are the people who have scored in our Kenyan grading system, who have scored below C+. Yes.
And let's talk about the first thing is to talk about, you know, the perception of TVET education and how it has evolved over the years. And, you know, if there's any misconceptions, what are some of the misconceptions?
When we look at this TVET sector, First of all, let's discuss how it has evolved in Kenya. Before, in some years back, I think before 2012, the TVET sector did not have laws that were regulating it independently. The TVET sector was put together with the basic education. It was being controlled or regulated through what we used to call the Education Act, Cap 211. But come 2013, as part of the Kenyan Vision 2030 developments, the TVET Act was created, which now gave this sector its own laws to regulate it and to develop it. So we had now the new Basic Education Act, the TVET Act, and the Universities Act. So it has evolved from 2013 all the way up to now. Of course, with that enactment of that act, we now got bodies like the TVET Authority, which is mandated now to control the whole of the TVET sector. We also had creations of bodies like Kenya National Qualifications Authority, which is the one that is now responsible for creating what we call the KNQF, or Kenya National Qualifications Framework, which is a framework that tells you for you to have a diploma, this is the minimum. For you to have a degree, this is the minimum. For you to come from certificate to diploma, this is what should happen. So it creates a very clear progression path. Of course, there were other creations, but that is how the TVET has evolved. Of course, there was also the creation of COUPS, what we call the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service, which is formerly Hijab, that now also incorporated the students who are in TVET to be praised by government and to be also to be funded. So those are developments that have seen the TVET sector start having its space, its rightful space in the country. Of course, the Kenyan education system prepares people to go to university, which of course is the climax of education.
Yes.
But fortunately or unfortunately, it is not everybody who manages to go to the university. And so the perception has been, if you don't make it to university, it's like you are not, at par with every other person. It's like you are, actually I would put in quotes, you are a failure, It's like for you to be successful, you have to go to the university. And so all those students who finish Form 4 and do not make it to direct entry to university usually have that feeling of being a second hand.
Yes.
Or feeling that as we are the second lot, the cream goes to the university. So TVET has been not having a very good name, even when somebody is going to do a certificate or a diploma, he's not very proud.
Yes.
But with the developments that I've mentioned earlier, the TVET has been given more right. Even the government has come very strongly to even encourage people to join TVET. And we have seen this yielding fruits, because we have even seen some students who qualify for direct entry to university opting to start from TVET. Simply because TVET has its own strengths, and it has its own space in the economy and in its development. And therefore, people have started now accepting it. And people have started knowing that it is not only a university qualification that can give you a job or can give you a living. Even TVET can offer those jobs.
Yes. And you've mentioned something about university qualifications. There are obviously university cutoff points, as I may say, that if you're not able to reach them, then you're not eligible to, join university. And that puts down a person who's done with high school, they're wondering what next with their life. Let's talk about what would you tell somebody who's probably wondering, I've not met the university requirement, what next?
That is a very important point, because when you look at the statistics, the KCSE statistics, actually over the years, you'll find that that group is over 70% of the candidates who sit for KCSE. They don't meet university qualifications. But now there is hope, because as I've said, when the TVET Act came, it created space for those people. Nowadays, we no longer say that somebody failed or somebody, you know, your education reaches at Form 4 because you did not manage to go to university. There are programs starting all the way from artisan certificates. This is for people who scored D minus. We have programs like craft certificates for people who scored D plus and D planes. We have diploma programs for people who scored C and C minus. And all these programs, regardless of whether you start from artisan or you start from diploma, as I mentioned, the Kenya National Qualifications Framework now gives a very clear progression path. Even if you got a D plane and you are to start from craft certificate, after that qualification you are eligible to join diploma. From that you are eligible to join a bachelor's degree. And you can move all the way up the ladder until you do your PhD. So there is hope for these people. There is no room now for feeling that you did not make it. All what we did in that exam is to measure our potential. So our potential is at C, for instance, and so you start your career development from C and move upwards.
Yes, and when we're talking about obviously the industry, the job market, we're seeing a lot of people are jobless and they're degree holders. What question does that, what question does that raise, especially now when we look at obviously the education sector in the country?
It is a sad state of affairs in our country that people finish their programs and do not get ready jobs in the market. Number one, TVET comes in to fit into that gap. One of the characteristics and what I would say the strongest characteristic of a TVET program is that it is hands-on. That is why it is technical. It is hands-on and therefore it prepares you not only to go and look for that job to be employed, but it creates an environment where now you can also go and start your own job. Take for instance people who do mechanical engineering, people who do electrical engineering, people who do welding, people who do plumbing. Those people will not go to look for jobs in factories or in offices. They are going and they are going to start their own enterprises out there and in fact employ other people. Therefore, these people who are out there and are jobless, there is a missing link between the skills that this person got from school and what the job market expects. That is usually what happens. And we usually say jobs might not be there, but there is always work to do. So if you are well skilled, you may not look for jobs forever.
Yes.
Because your mind has been trained to look for something to do. So joblessness is itself, of course, a state in the country because maybe our industries, our manufacturing industry and all that are not maybe up to par. But at the same time, it is a whole concept of mindset and how this person was put in school. Like in ZT, what we usually do, all the programs we train, we give entrepreneurship education as part of a mandatory course. So that when you go out there, you are not only thinking of how you start dropping your CV in every other office. We have also prepared you to go and start your own business in whichever field, may it be IT, hospitality, finance, counseling. You are able to learn yourself. So it is an issue of skills gap, and it's also an issue of how you are prepared to come from school. Are you prepared to go look for a job, or are you prepared to go and be an employer?
Yes. And let's talk about, you've mentioned entrepreneur skills class being one of a mandatory course in ZT College. How else would you say that you prepare graduates for the job market?
Number one, I will start. ZT University have programs that are designed from the initial stage. They are designed with the industry experts as part of the developers. We go out there, get experts. Let's say we are designing a program in, let's say, a diploma in accounting and finance, for instance, or a bachelor of economics and statistics. What is it that the industry, that you require these graduates require? So they are the ones who guide us through what we call occupational standards. They give us the requirements. If you want an accountant, this accountant must be able to do A, B, C, D at diploma level, at degree level. So that is the first stage. The programs you develop, the industry is part of the developers. The other thing is when now we come to teach these students in class, we expose them. We get those industry experts. Let's say it is in IT. We would go to leading IT firms and bring an industry expert. Come and talk to our students, maybe in one of the lessons, and tell them, whatever you are learning in class, if it is IT systems, if it is programming, if it is networking, this is practically what is happening out there.
Yes.
So they are able to relate the lesson in class with the industry out there. The other thing, we also take these students for industry visits. We now take them, we can take a group, maybe to a 5-star hotel, and show them the kitchen you have at ZT University is similar to the kitchen you are seeing at this hotel, and you can see the people who are cooking and what is being prepared and how people are being served is the same skills that the teacher tries to impart in class. So we expose them. We also make sure that, because we want our graduates to be ready for the market instantly, we make sure that our curriculums are designed in a way that you have 70% practicals, 30% theory, in a way that this person will be more hands-on than a theoretical person. Because at that level, you expect this person to be able to do, not so much to think and conceptualize theories and all that. You want the hands of this person to be able to do. If it is a person going to work in hospitality industry, that person must prepare a meal.
Yes.
He doesn't need to think, he needs to prepare a meal. He doesn't need a lot of English to prepare a 3-course meal. You know? Yeah. If it is an IT engineer, he doesn't need a lot of English. What he needs is a lot of coding knowledge. So he's able to develop an app that is able to service a business need. That is usually what we do. At the same time, I've mentioned about the entrepreneurship training. We prepare them so that now even when they go out there, if they don't get a job instant, they are able to start their own businesses, including attachment. Yes, it's also part of the course.
Let's talk about also obviously the uniqueness of TVET courses. What difference is it when somebody comes to compare it with obviously university degrees and certificates and diplomas?
One thing I would want to mention, most people have a misconception that because TVET is hands-on, university degrees are not.
Yes.
That is a misconception. Because it does not mean that a TVET graduate is more qualified or is able to do more things than a degree holder. Remember, this TVET graduate is being trained by a degree holder. So if he is going to come out as a sharpened graduate, it means the teacher was sharper.
Yes, the teacher was sharper.
Yes. But what I have said, there is something we call a skills pyramid.
Yes.
I think let me answer that question through that illustration. We have a qualification skills pyramid, which defines each level of qualification.
Yes.
At the top there of the pyramid, that is where we have scientists, we have professors, we have engineers, those people who do research, those people who generate new knowledge, those people who develop policies and guidelines and design systems. Then below that, we have technologists. At the technologists level, this is where now we have the degree holders. These are people now who will conceptualize what the engineers and scientists have done and come up with the designs, maybe of systems. An engineer would think about maybe how a computer would work. He would design a product, but it is a technologist who will come and see how now it works.
Yes.
Then you'll come to the next level of technicians. Technicians is now where we have the diploma level holders. Now these are the people who will now do the actual construction of that computer machine. These are the people who will service this machine when it is faulty. These are the people who will fix your internet when it is not reaching your computer.
Yes.
Then at the other level, we have craftsmen and you also have artisans. To give a clear illustration, I would give an example of a construction firm. You only need one architect to design this house. Then you need maybe one foreman to come, or a contractor to come now and start the site.
Yes.
Then you would need like 3 or 4 fundis to come and now get the people we call watu wa mkono, you know,
Yes.
the person who will carry stones, the person who will carry sand, the person who will carry cement,
Yes.
and mix them and build the blocks. When you look at that skills pyramid, at the top it is very thin. It is very, you know, you need very few people.
Yes.
But as it comes down, you need so many technicians,
Yes.
you need so many craftsmen, you need, you know, just like in a site, as I've said, you only need one architect, for
Yes.
instance, one electrical engineer, one structural engineer, but you need like 50 people
Yes, coming down.
coming down.
Yes.
That is where TVET now comes in. So from the technicians level down, that is where you need most of the people. So it does not mean that the TVET programs are more important than the higher level programs, the bachelor's degrees, the master's degrees, and the PhDs. No, they have their space.
Yes.
And it so happens that as you come down, where those programs are, that's where you need more people. In fact, we usually say almost everybody should start from TVET because we need them there.
Yes.
And Kenya has a shortage of those TVET graduates. That is why now you see everybody is being told go to TVET.
Yes.
Because we are looking for plumbers, we are looking for electricians, we are looking for painters, you can't get a good carpenter, you know. And those people are there, but are they trained? So we are looking for the trained and qualified ones. So there is no, it is not factual that a TVET person is more qualified or is more hands-on than a degree holder.
Yes.
Because in any case he is trained by this degree holder. What we need to discuss here is the positioning. Where does a TVET graduate fit
Yes.
in an office? In a construction site, a TVET graduate will fit to be a foodie and to be that person now who mixes the mortar and the concrete, right?
Yes.
But he cannot come and check the strength of this building. He's not a structural engineer.
Yes.
Therefore, we still need that engineer there.
Yes, very well put. And I'm being reminded because of time, I think
Sure.
we have to wrap up the show unless there's anything else you'd love to add on.
One thing I would want to mention is that there is space and there is room
Yes.
for everybody who did not attain direct university grades
Yes.
to come to school. Those people should not feel left out. They should not feel that they failed. They should not feel that they did not make it, even if their dreams were to make that. Where they are, it is a platform they can use to grow.
Yes.
And therefore, I would want to encourage them to come and seek opportunities to places like ZTech University. They can come to ZTech and do courses in hospitality. They can come to ZTech and do courses in IT. We have so many courses in IT. We have so many courses in business, accounting, and finance. We have so many courses in journalism and media.
Yes.
We have so many courses in counseling and community development and psychology. We have courses in education. Let them come and see. From D for Delta, they are able to come and do those courses and progress. And our intake is still going on up to the end of this month.
Yes.
Another intake is coming in May. And another thing I would want to mention is that ZTech offers free career guidance and counseling for these people.
Yes.
So they should just walk to any of our campuses. We have a campus in Nairobi, which is called Nairobi City Campus. That is where I am. And they can walk in there and get free advice. They can also invite us in their mosques and other places where they meet, and we come talk to them.
Yes.
And they can also come to our campuses to register or to seek that free guidance on their careers.
Thank you so much, Mr. James, for obviously coming in, Mr. Peter, for obviously coming in. And, you know, we talked about TVET courses. Somebody like me who was not aware what a TVET course is, you know, the uniqueness of TVET courses, at least now we've learned a lot. And obviously, as you've mentioned, ZT College is open. It's an open door policy for anyone who has further questions to come in and answer. So thank you so much for joining us here today. I'm being reminded, just a short announcement before we finish. We know we usually have the annual zonal Quran competitions. I'm being reminded that it kicks off tomorrow. The zonal Quran competition kicks off tomorrow at Masjid Al Farouk in Pumwani. So for anyone who's Mustafa, maybe you can let me know, because you're the one. Mustafa is here. You could probably let me know a little bit more about the Quran competition. Yes. So Mustafa is reminding us that the Quran competition kicks off tomorrow at Masjid Al Farouk Pumwani. So I think they'll be able to come there tomorrow, right, Mustafa? Oh, perfect. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here on the Muslim Insight. It's been a very lovely discussion. Until next Friday, ma'asalam.